But yeah, besides that, with that match gone, we actually do have yet another match that is actually going to be happening at the same exact time that this match was going on. So, going to be none other than haydedanny vs Cath. And so far, going into this map, I don't know which pick exactly is this, but from what it looks like so far, they're going to be playing on high. They're going to be contesting on Hyper 2, just going into the final core. It seems like they've already played through a good portion of the map, but Cath actually in with the 13,000 point lead. They have a pretty good foundation as they're just going to need it for just a little more. They're going to need like at least a few seconds more of the map to be able to secure that win and the 15,000 points to spare. I don't know how much score is needed for the side of haydedanny as we see here, but that's gonna be it for this map. And having Cath in the driver's seat, just shy of 50,000 points. That score alone from the side of Cath is already really good, enough to at least secure such a pretty good score on their side, especially. And but that's not to say haydedanny didn't put as much effort in either. I mean, getting a really good ratio as well. It's really just the accuracy difference that kind of sets the two apart.
Yeah, haydedanny trying their hardest to keep Cath in check here. And I mean, it has been pulling off very well. They are already 4 picks in, and Cath has yet to hit that 50K score barrier. So I think just even with just one singular slip up from Cath could mean an absolute disaster for them. As if, like, say for example, if Cath slips up just once in one of these charts, haydedanny could run away with a lead here, and I think that's basically been the pattern here for this match. And right now they're gonna hop into Rice 5. This is Cath's pick. They're gonna go for a two-headed 0 here. Cath has been it's actually been interesting because Cath banned Rice 1. Now gonna opt for Rice 5, so a bit interesting to see, but we're gonna test it out here. As here we go.
Yeah, I feel this is a bit of a bold choice on the side of Cath here, just going off the fact that we've actually had like quite a few maps played already. This one's gonna be the 5th map in question, and so far, actually no, this one's gonna be the 4th map in question. But from what we can see, apparently in Rice 2, there was literally less than 700 points of a difference between the two on Cherry from earlier. So I think that already says the message that both these players are relatively equal when it comes to the Rice side of things, especially stuff that's really much more stream-oriented. Although this does infuse like a lot of tech when it comes to how it structures its patterns. And so far, even the score gap between the two is not even that far either. Only 3,000 points to spare on the side of Cath. But even then, this is only going into the third quarter of the map, so there's still a lot of time, a lot of misstructures we can see on the side of haydedanny. But even then, the map still goes on. There's still a lot of time left for error to be made on our side.
Yeah, I mean, both players absolutely ripping this map apart. Cath especially almost just dropped from that 99.9 barrier there, but climbs back up, while haydedanny has been staying around that mid 99.5 range. So still in that just in that thousands range right now, just 5,000 points and less now between these two players. And I mean, when it comes to Rice, they're basically just grabbing each other by the throat here. It is insanely close, even though Cath does have the benefit of the accuracy. Anything can change, especially with how tricky this map can be at times, because sometimes it can change in just a snap of a finger. As we're at the final quarter here, a little bit of these trills kind of catching the players off guard, but not going to catch anyone up here as we head into the final quarter. Cath ahead by 6,000 points here. Roughly 0.2% separating these two. haydedanny finds a plethora of 200s, but Cath breaks! Is that enough to swing the lead over? It's now 2,000 points! There's still more map! The lead's going over to haydedanny! Hold on a second!
Wait.
There's still map!
Wait.
It's going over to haydedanny! Oh my goodness!
Wait, what's the final stream?
Cath is gonna take it! Cath is gonna take it by less than 4,000 points!
This is what I've been saying earlier, is the fact that both these players just seem really equalized when it comes to Rice, but seeing how the ending went, They had almost the same amount of
Holy.
misjudgments as well. It's just that Cath had exactly half the ratio that haydedanny did. Oh my goodness.
It
Oh
was
no.
so close at the end there, but Cath barely making it out, crossing the 50,000 point threshold, as they will be, it will also be their pick. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you definitely were not lying when it said things were going to be close on the Rice picks, as it was just there right when a sign of life was in haydedanny's hands. It goes over to the side of Cath last minute, but thankfully, what's the biggest of score differences? It was only around 3,000 points, I believe, but it will be haydedanny. I believe it will be Cath's pick. I think. Oh no, they're going in the ban phase again. An LN3 and Rice 4 ban, with Cath banning LN3 and haydedanny banning Rice 4, and haydedanny will be getting their pick here, so maybe this is their shot to get back on the board, and they're gonna opt for the final hybrid pick of the map. They're gonna go for hybrid 3.
Oh boy. Yeah, just the fact that already Cath has basically just been on a bit of a streak going into this match. Just the fact that having won each of the 4 maps, that already gives them such a big advantage in the fact that both these players are respectively, with all due respect, of course, relatively equalized. I mean, not as much on the hybrids as we've seen, but mainly on the Rice map. So this one gonna be a hybrid. I feel like at the same time, this could be a bit. This can be at least probably some sort of weakness that I think haydedanny is trying to shoot for, at least like trying to throw a spear into Cath's shield here. But even then, especially from the performances of the upper hybrid, we're gonna really need at least to. We're gonna have to at least see some paradigm shift here, and getting those greats on some of the Ellens here not gonna be a good sign for the side of haydedanny. Still about 2,000 points inside of Cath, but something that they don't want, especially something that they're gonna really need. But even then, their time is still running out. Cath already has like just enough points to basically just win off of like anything. But I'm hoping to be. Oh wait, what?
Cath finds an early break on that transition, but the accuracy difference is a bit too wide here. Cath still has the accuracy advantage by roughly 0.2%, but Cath finds a couple of 200s on these LNs on the drop. That lead will flicker over to haydedanny now. Almost 4,000 points in their favor. I believe this is the longest they've had that lead in their favor, and as long as they can capitalize off of that break, it can pretty much stay in haydedanny's favor. And Cath, adding insult to injury, picks up another break, and haydedanny is now going to have 6,000 points of a cushion to work with here. Not safe just yet, though. They have just crossed over the halfway mark of the map, as the accuracy difference now a 0.1%, as more of these LNs are still raining down here. But the map does kind of calm down for a bit. The players can up their accuracy up just a bit here, as Cath is going to reach that 400 combo cap. Just a quarter of the map left to go. haydedanny in the prime opportunity to get on the board. They just have to hold it on until the end here. And so far, they are executing it perfectly.
Yeah, so far things are looking really good for haydedanny right now. If only it was like a little more points. Had we seen even more breaks come from the side of Cath, this definitely could have been a bit of an issue for them. But even then, this is only going to be 7,000 points of a difference here. This is the 5th map of the map pool, and so far, this one also being haydedanny's first win as well. It is kind of worrying at the same time because of the fact that this is only really 6,000 points. Both these players are just really that much of on a equal footing that it's really just hard to get such a clean like advantage off of like any of these maps. But Cath's going to be opting in for the for the Rice free pick, although that's been banned.
Yeah, Rice 3 has been banned, but they can go for Rice 4. Maybe that.
Wait, actually, no. It was Rice 4 that got banned. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, never mind. So, Rice 3 will be the pick, and I mean, seeing the trend of the Rice picks, we saw it earlier with Rice 5. Things do get a bit close. This will also be the last pick of the match until we head to the final scoring chart if necessary. But here we go, underway with Rice 3 here, and I mean, we've seen this chart before. Very abrasive and avant-garde with the patterning. Lots of bursts, lots of tricky mini jacks here and there. I feel like if haydedanny can just keep that consistency going and just capitalize off of the mistakes we have been seeing from Cath with these just slip-ups and these breaks. But although it can also apply to haydedanny, because we have seen it also happen on their side. So it's pretty much first to blink will lose, and right now Cath gonna open up this map with a slight accuracy advantage. Not that much of a score difference, but that accuracy gonna keep them in check here, as they are both excelling this beginning insanely well.
Indeed, and so far, especially with the fact that you have a lot of these really straightforward bursts infused with jacks, as you can see here. Cath's going to be taking a great bet. haydedanny is going to be taking the first miss, the first blink of the map, as we can see here, not being able... I mean, it was just a minor slip-up, so but even then, that's still going to be insanely crucial in their favor because of the fact that Cath's already in such a good position when it comes to the scoreline, being about 50,000 points in their favor. haydedanny is really going to need something that could push him into the forefront of the focuses here. And going into this next section, you have a lot of these streams, but even then, the accuracy is just a very different story for the side of haydedanny here. They're going to really need something on the side of Cath to happen. But even then, there is not really too much opportunities to have some sort of sneak attack come up on them, especially with some of these really dense bursts that you have thrown in to the map for extra measure. The time's basically over for the map, and it's about 13,000 points in the lead for Cath.
Yeah, Cath will be taking a 13,000 point, will be adding 13,000 points to their lead, as it's now a 58,000 point difference. But I believe that will actually end the match. Yeah, Cath will take this match, as they have exceeded the 50,000 point difference and will knock out haydedanny from the playoffs, and Cath will be advancing to the round of 64. Congratulations to Cath. But unfortunately, haydedanny, a fellow Canadian, will be eliminated from Solo Score Rush.
Aww.
It sucks, but hey, they gave it looked very one-sided, but oh boy, did haydedanny give Cath a run for their money. So that will it was definitely not one-sided, even though the score lead looked like it. That will wrap up this block of matches. We will be taking a break for about an hour and a half until we have our final 3 matches to wrap up the playoffs. We will be back at 20 UTC for Asylum versus 036 JS, and then take a little break for the doubleheader at 22 UTC for Jose XD versus NX Evity, I believe, and then King 07 Edwin versus David TRN to wrap up this weekend. But for now, I've been Arasani, commentating along with Epic Man. Do you have anything else to close off this stream with?
I like Cath's rank here. I mean, seating. That's literally the one thing I was just waiting to point out, like while you were talking about the what things to expect later. But yeah, that's basically all I had to really address, really. So yeah.
Very nice seating for Cath. But yeah, that will be it from us here. We will be back in an hour and a half at 20 UTC. So take this hour and a half, stretch, get some water, do whatever you need. We'll see you later. So long, everybody. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.